All right, so here we are with Badass Business Babes, where I interview ladies that are leading with their hearts. Get Maggie in there. Oh, okay. Leading
Sorry.
with their hearts and creating a business that causes like a positive ripple effect in that person's life and also in the world. And today I have my good friend Lisa MYLES here. And I love talking about Lisa and what she does because she has an organization and decluttering company. And I'm big on this. This has just been to my space. Like a decluttered space is a decluttered mind. And then I believe you can focus on really the important things in your life. So your family, your friends, your work that you do that gives you great meaning and purpose, your passions, etc. So talk about a ripple effect. So you might think it's just decluttering your closet, but it's so much more than that. So I really want to bring Lisa on today and highlight all that she does. And she's in the Kitchener-Waterloo area. So everyone watching this video now, take note. Okay. Hi, Lisa. Welcome.
Hi, Jen.
All right. So a little bit about us. So just to give people context, is we met years ago when we played the sport of ringette together. And I know my people on Facebook are from all over the world, and some people might not know at all what ringette is. And so what it is like a game of like ice hockey without the blade, and it's a ring, and it's fucking badass, and not many people know about it, and it's amazing. So Lisa and I met many moons ago doing that. And then what was really cool is that we started our businesses at the same time. And just how synchronicities of life bring you back together, that's how we really got back together and really connected on a whole different level than how we connected before on that sport team level. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of Lisa, and I know she's a big fan of me, and this is like a perfect example of cooperation. So, we help each other out. We help each other in our businesses, maybe our blind spots that we don't see, giving each other suggestions and advice. And this is Lisa. And Lisa, what's interesting about her is she actually came from an investment and insurance background. So I'd like you to share with people how did you get into, I'm going to create a business, a decluttering organization business. How did you get there from where you were?
A natural transition. No, I worked in the finance world for 11 years, and I loved my job, loved my boss, made good money. But I had some children, and our lifestyle, we don't have a lot of family and stuff in the area, so we decided to have one of us stay home, and that was me. So I stayed home for a few years, and then I was climbing the walls as my kids got older and more independent. I needed to figure something else to do. So this was something that it was always, most organizers will say they were born organized, almost like, the stories of at recess, you'd rather stay inside and organize the books and all that kind of stuff and redo your room and everything. And all that's definitely true. And then I had a friend sort of say to me, why don't you think about doing this for a living? And funny enough, we sort of put our house up for sale that year. And the stager that was helping us with our home asked me what I did for a living. And I said, oh, actually, I stay home right now, but this is what I was thinking of doing. And she's like, you need to do this. And in 3 weeks, I'm part of a networking group, and show up, bring a business card, all this stuff, and the rest is history. So yeah, it's been an amazing transformation from a career standpoint. One that I don't think I would have thought I would have done, 10 years ago. So yeah, it's been great.
I love it. And so for people that are watching this right now, who do you help? So is it elderly people? Is it families? Is it everyone? Is there a specific type of person that you just absolutely love helping? And also, what's your diameter of business? Like, how far do you go? So if somebody's from Toronto, you don't work with people from Toronto, right? Or do you?
Yeah, like I have been to Toronto, but it's not it usually has to be a fairly specific thing, because it's probably in their best interest to hire a Toronto organizer, which I can help refer and stuff like that. But no, usually it's within sort of 45 minutes to an hour around me. So Kitchener, Waterloo, Guelph, down to sort of Hamilton area, over to London. That sort of is my region. And who do I help? I truly do help anybody that's looking for help, because I think that's one of my favorite parts about my job, is that one day I can be working with seniors looking to downsize, and the next day I could be working in a family's home, working with organizing kids' toys, to going into a business, working more on a paper-based project. So yeah, it truly is really anybody that is looking for some help. And I know we do an intake session, so I know if I'm the right person for them. Yeah, and we just go from there. So.
And what I like about you, and that I'll highlight for you, is that you're so like relatable and personal, and like, because this stuff can be scary for people, like to show people what's behind the cupboard door. And whatever comes up, whether fear, shame, things like that. And I know you as a person, and I know you in your business, you take people through that process of like, okay, this is what you have to do next. This is what you have to do next. This is, which I think is very, very valuable.
Thanks. Yeah, I think it is a profession where, I even have friends that joke that say, oh, don't come to my house, or people say, come to my house. You tend to have one or the other reaction. But, I always like to say that most organizers, for sure, myself, it's not a judgmental situation. I wouldn't do this job if I didn't enjoy it, and if I didn't just view it as stuff. And that's truly how I look at it, is just stuff. And it's an area in life that I'm able to help people. And that's why I made a business out of it. So yeah, there's truly an enjoyment and a non-judgmental outlook, I think, when it comes to the type of work I do.
And so when you come in and you help people organize and declutter, so that's definitely one amazing outcome and result. What else are you seeing with people? So their space is clear. What else?
Yeah, I think one of the favorite parts of my job is when I go and do an in-home consultation. People, I can see it physically, I can see it emotionally. There's so many negative feelings happening. There's feelings of being overwhelmed. There's stress. There can be tension within the family. There can be anxiety. There can be a lot of shame. And then I think my favorite part is when I'm working with people, and even if it's broken up into a few days, you see that, like, you physically can even see it lifting from people, and you see the stress sort of, melt away, as cheesy as that sounds, and people are not as overwhelmed. And I think the part that they're happiest about is that they learn how to do it, and that it's not impossible for them to do it, and that they just, it's just like I always say, I'm just helping hands. I'm just a set of hands to either guide somebody or to block time off for people to be able to focus on that. So it is rewarding.
It's like you're taking the overwhelm of life and like the buildup of life, and you distill it into like an empowering tool that people can then take on when you're gone to really live the life that they want.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. And
Thank you.
And I don't know if you love this comparison or not, but I love that this work is being highlighted now. So on Netflix, like the Marie Kondo Tidying Up is on Netflix. And if anyone hasn't watched it yet, watch it, because I think your business, probably when you started, was harder to describe than it is now, because people are clicking that how important it is. And in that series, you guys have a different process, but in that series, you see the result. And at the very end, like, they're doing this organization work, but like there's massive healing that people are going through. There's massive like relationship connection, like with, husband and wife are like getting more sexy time with it. Like, kids are being able to play more with their parents and connect that way. So, I think that's really great for you. What do you think about that Netflix series?
Yeah, it's interesting. I was just at a trade show, and on my table, I actually put her book because I was interested to see how many people would come by and say like, "Oh, the book, I know that," and like it, and for sure people did. It's great exposure to our industry because I would say in Canada, it's not a very common thing to even know that an organizer is a profession. But yeah, it's my feelings. I think, I get asked obviously a lot more recently, like, what do I think of her method and what do I think of her? And my response is, I love her. I think she's just lovely. I think there's some things that are a bit, maybe a cultural difference. But I think the overall method and like you said, the result it's wonderful. It really is. And I see that every day that I work with people. I've never had a negative experience working with somebody. I've never had somebody say like, oh, like this is just worse than when I started. It's just not, it's not that type of job. It really, like you said, it could be in their family relationships. It could just be in how they wake up and they come downstairs to their kitchen, or to they open up their closet when they're getting ready, and they just feel good. They just feel better for whatever reason, whether it be decluttering or organizing, or usually a combination of both. And there's always a reason why, right? And it can be grief. There can be lots of reasons, but it can also just be time. It can just be a factor as simple as, I don't have the time, or I'm not able to make that time to commit to get something done. Yeah. So I think that's where having a third party is nice to be able to just, it's like helpful hands, right? Yeah. Like a personal trainer. Right? You probably know what to do. You just got to put your running shoes on and go. But it's just having somebody to support you and block that time off to do it. So, yeah.
You know what to do, but are you doing it? No?
Yeah.
Hire someone. Yeah. I always, me, I always ask people's why. And I think in a culture where, like, I remember my brother, like, making the awareness that I'm doing a job that I don't like, to buy stuff I don't need. And then I have to spend all weekend, like, organizing it, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I know for me, the reason why I like to stay decluttered is economy of thought. Like, I like waking up, okay, like, these are the things I wear. Like, it's easy. It's right there. I don't go have to search for things. Yeah. So what was in your heart when you started your business?
Like, I knew I wanted to do something to help people. And I think, not to sound conceited, but I'm just very good at it. And I was able to take some courses and educate myself and get some experience. And I just knew it was a good fit for me. And then when I started, I love working with people. I love working with all ages, all different types, in all different environments. Me, I'm a people person. So I think it just kind of was the puzzle pieces all kind of fit together. And it was like, this is what I want to do. And I just love it. Like, it's just it's just a really good feeling and a good fit for me. So, I think it is when, like, I live my own life, in an organized fashion. I think, I often give the example with kids, because that's a common client of mine, is like a parent contacting me for kids things, kids clothes, kids toys, craft things. And I'll often ask, like, how old the child is and what do you think is appropriate for them to be able to manage? And it's interesting when you ask that question, because they always think, they go, oh, okay. Like, so, having 200 pencil crayons, is that appropriate for a 5-year-old to manage? And the light bulb goes off, right? So I think I get a lot of satisfaction out of just getting people to get there, to understand, and just be happier. My dog is eating a pillow. Sorry. Everyone can meet Maggie.
Maggie!
But I'm going to take that away from her. So sorry about that.
I just looked at my face. My face is really red. I was just outside before. Now it's like thawing. Anyway.
Oh, it looks nice. It's like a nice complexion from Mexico.
Yeah, no, it's the cold.
Or the opposite. Or windburn.
It's windburn. So I love kind of taking people to the future because change is hard, and to welcome you into their home is that barrier, you know?
Yeah.
And so I love the question, if not now, when?
Yeah.
Right? So what happens if, say you're in overwhelm right now and you have a cluttered, disorganized house and you're anxious about it and you're overwhelmed? If not now, when? So if they were to leave this another year, another 5 years, another 10 years, what's the result of that?
I think the result is the feelings that they're feeling are going to continue and potentially get worse. And one thing I have realized with working with a lot of people, I primarily will work with women or families altogether. I love that when that is able to happen. But I always say, like, you deserve this, right? So when people call me, they're calling me for a reason. And the reason is because they're ready for a change. And so I just, we do a lot of talking, and we talk about, like, you deserve to have a happy place. I'm not the person that's going to come in and say, you need to get rid of everything. That's not my job. My job is to help them create their vision, their Shangri-La, right? And I have ideas on how to do that. But I think, like, just talking to them about, like, you deserve this, because if you don't, what's the alternative? The alternative is that you're just going to continue to feel the way you're feeling, or potentially worse. It can affect people's health, mentally and physically, I think, a lot. I've seen that. And I've seen the change too, when they've made that change and I talk to them 6 months later or a year later, and it's like, oh my goodness, like, so much beyond my space changed. It's not just about my things. It's not just about my place. I've changed. I've been able to eat better, or I just feel lighter. And again, I know those things, especially with the show on Netflix right now, sounds possibly a little bit cheesy, but it really is the experiences I've experienced anyways. So yeah.
And so I'm a coach for women in business. The first thing I get them to do in my welcome package is seal up energy leaks. And it has to do, like, I have a home section.
Yeah.
So my women are clearing out the shit.
Yeah.
If we're focusing on business, I got to have them focusing on business. If they're worried about this, and this in their home, it takes that energy away from getting actually the work done. So it's so, so important. And when you have a clean house and you know where your food is, your pantry's not that you can cook good meals, where everything is. So I'm a big, big advocate of this for mental health. But also really getting out there and doing the work you want to do, and also connecting with the relationships that are important to you. So I could go on, but you can help. And how can you help? Like, if somebody's listening to this right now, they're ready. Do they call you? What do they do?
Yeah. I mean, I always say connect with what's comfortable for you. So some people like to text, some people like to phone, some people like to email. You can definitely go on to my website, which is www.puttoorder.com. And there's a connect section there. And again, my phone number's there. There's a form that they can fill out. Whatever's best for you. Pick up the phone, give me a call if you want. But I think one thing I would for sure say is most people have a pit in their tummy, right, before they pick up that phone call or before they start typing. And trust me that it's always better, right? Like, just I guess, push through that little bit of fear or that shame or whatever that negative feeling you're feeling. And always just think, you know what, this is a step to doing something about it and making it better. Because like I said, I've never had a negative reaction. Yeah, so connect, and I'll be on the other end. You'll hear from me within 24 hours. So
amazing. And that's why, this is why I wanted to get you on video, because I know, but you know, if you just go to somebody's website, they might not know that. I wanted them to get a sense of you. You can get a sense of your ways, you know, to make everything easy and effortless and like fun. Oh, here's my dog Meg chewing on the pillow. Okay, like, you know.
Yeah.
So people are getting to know who you are through this, and then it's that little extra, okay, she's cool. I can get like tell her all my secrets and she's not gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And that is a good point, Jen. Actually, we do have a team that comes in, and we've had many people say, I feel like I've got, you know, two friends sitting in my kitchen. And, you know, we sort of say, like, throw the pot of coffee on and we'll just be the Energizer bunnies running around, right? And we have a lot of fun. We take a really overwhelming, like, negative situation and we actually turn it into a good time. Because why not, right? Why not have fun with it and try to make it light and enjoyable? So yeah, it's a lot. It can be a lot of fun.
perfect. So just to summarize, I'm going to put this all up. So this video will be up on Facebook. I'll put it all over the place, especially in the Badass Business Babes where you're a member. So that's my private Facebook group. And if a Badass Business Babe is watching this and wants more of this kind of conversation, come over there. I'll also put up on my website. I have a little tab called Badass Business Babes. So if you know, social media, these posts get lost, you can't find them, you can always go to my website and all of Lisa's information. I have everything, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, everything on there. And we'll put your website, and all you have to do is click on this link in right now, put to order, contact, text, call, whatever, get started.
Whatever.
All right.
Thanks, Jen.
Are you excited we did this? This is good, eh?
I am. I was a little bit nervous about it because I'm not a huge video person, as you know, but you know, it's, how can you say no to Jen Walker? Because she's amazing.
Stop it. And you're amazing. And you're a video natural. Like, I'm just watching you right now. I'm like, she's so spoken. So well done. Bye, Maggie. Oh, so
bye, Jen. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, we'll get you out there. Take care.
Thanks.